Hi there, it is Deb from Deb's Corner Canada. As promised, I am going to do the second half of the 4 stages to the narcissistic sexual cycle, I guess we'll call it. And so I'm just going to go now straight into stage 3. So stage 3 we're at here. So this is when our new target, or the new, kind of targeted individual or supply, when they do not meet, when they don't meet the narcissist and have sex, and they will, not might, they will. Usually, also they will target a married or an attached person, and that's to control them and say, well, if you say anything about me, I'm going to tell so-and-so. That's what that's for. And whammo, right? For stage 3 here, this new target, this new supply, it's going to be the best sex they have ever had. Bar none, hands down, ever had. Going to be the best. And there's going to be like loads of like hugging and kissing and snuggling and hand holding, like overwhelmingly so. It's going to be that, like overwhelmingly. And so also here in stage 3, that new supply is going to be receiving accolades or like compliments, right? Up the yin yang consistently. And the sexting really now, it's now going to be really in full swing between the new supply and the dark triad. It's going to be full swing. And it's usually on their way to work or on their way home or over lunch or like early in the morning, basically whenever they get away. Sometimes they'll offer to go to the store all the time. That's what they're doing. They're organizing or doing these things. And so the new supply may even receive like reach outs, like little reach outs from like on Messenger and things like that, or even through text, or even emails, right? By the current devalued supply, wondering like who you are, what's going on, what's happening. And the narcissist will always tell the other person they handled it and, oh, they're not together anymore and whatever story, right? Because they want to keep people apart. That's always their biggest game of all, right? So new targeted supply will also come to the narcissist over long weekends, holidays, your birthday, their birthday, Christmas, really whenever it'll do the most damage. And, also very early in the morning, like, 6:30, that kind of jazz. And the narcissist will claim to actually go visit family and will actually go visit the family, but they will do a little sex pit stop either on the way to see the family or on the way back, right? And so then when the old devalued supply who's finally fed up is calling and checking up, they look crazy. That's how they run that show too. So anyway, the new target also almost always will come to his or her town. The narcissist almost never will go to them unless they happen to be kind of traveling out that way and it's convenient for them, then they might. Remember, it's all about convenience for these people, right? And so it'll always come to his or her town. Almost never the narcissist to them. Almost will never happen. So old supply will be very highly encouraged to leave the home more, to go out more, and with like lists of endless lists of errands and foolishness like that. And so the dark triad can really text and call to arrange like the next rendezvous, while the cat's away, right? So this ushers us really into stage 4. And so in stage 4 here, so this is where the narcissist is getting sex. So they're getting sex from all the performers. They're getting attention from absolutely everybody here, right? They're full. Their plate's full. And so their idea, really, honestly, at this point, of heaven. They're just loving it. And so if the new targeted gladiator, the new target here, is kind of tapped in to replace the main supply, and it does happen occasionally, but typically they like to leave the one they've already trained just sitting there. But sometimes they'll tap in this one thinking they're going to get more or whatever their shallow purpose is, right? And so, it's really, if they're tapped in there to kind of replace that main supply, their love bomb tactics will increase at a staggering rate. They're just going to increase, and the sexual comments will increase, everything will increase, right? And so really, especially if it's like a long distance wise, which most times it is, even if it's just another town or whatever, it's just nowhere near where they'll get caught. I consider it to be long distance. But anyway, so in stage 4 here, so the new supply that's been targeted, especially if it's long distance wise here, well, now is actually going to be pressured into things like moving in, a quick pregnancy. So remember, no birth control. It's not their jam. Pushing them to divorce or separate, even if they were never even thinking of that. Sex is actually, honestly, at this point, for the new supply, the hidden supply in the background there, it is still mind-blowing, right? And it's really the trauma bond that's at work here. That's what's really going on. So the dark triad might actually triangulate sexually with old supply as well to test out, right? So they might, tell old supply that the new target is super sexy, or ooh, they've got a nice body, or whatever it's something sexual or something that the other person might feel they don't have is what they're going to dig at, right? And really at this point, the old supply, the old devalued supply at this point is now physically trying to probably keep away from the narc's increasing sexual sadism. It's becoming degrading, it's becoming sadistic, it's becoming hurtful, and so they'll be physically trying to actually probably keep away from the narcissist at this point. And they've probably already altered the old devalued supply too at this point. Again, keep trying to please, right? So they're probably altering their clothing, they're altering their lingerie, they're altering their sexuality to either please or appease the unappeasable narcissist. They can't be appeased. And also the old devalued supply here is really receiving little to no touch, little to no, or even daily communication. Nothing's happening. There's no more effort being made towards them whatsoever. And it doesn't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter. So also here in stage 4, the old kind of devalued supply here might now even be getting excuses from the narcissist themselves, sexual excuses, right? Or kind of made up injuries so that they can't have sex, or whatever whatever they can do, right? They'll avoid it because all of their sexual energy is somewhere else. They don't have it to give, and they can't tell the truth. So what are they going to do? And so you'll get, they'll get excuses or made up injuries even, not to have sex, right? So that's going to actually panic the old supply even more. And they know this. And so, the old supply, is ever really kind of on call. They're just on call now. They're in the harem garage, but they don't realize they've been parked in the harem garage, really. And so they're ever on call so that the narcissist can just keep using them at will whenever, they can spare them a moment, right? So if and when current targets aren't accessible, this is when they're going to probably, consider the old supply on call when the other one's just not accessible to them, right? And so in stage 4, carrying on, the old supply here might have STDs, might have a newborn that, they have to tackle that. They may have ongoing, reproductive issues. They may have all kinds of stuff going on too, on top of this, right? And so meanwhile, old narky and the new naive targeted supply, if long distance especially, and is actually preferred really for control. They prefer it, right? So long distance is so really if they're discovered as soon, too soon. So if they're discovered way too soon before they can clamp in the next person by the current devalued supply at home, right? So if they're caught, then the new targeted pony won't go physically to the devalued supply, right? To let the cat out of the bag, right? If you keep these people apart, then they can never have a conversation. They can never figure out the truth, right? So, right? And let that cat out of the bag, so to speak, right? So in stage 4, continuing, the narcissist here is meticulously, in secret, of course, arranging things like workday rendezvous, usually the town over, usually close to monkeys who will vouch for them, people they've told stories to that feel sorry for them. Or not, and not once actually will check with kind of these other people they're with. They won't check for if they have STDs or discussing birth control. It's below them. They won't even cross their minds, actually, which is another clue. All right, so stage 4. So the narcissist will still be kind of sexting or kind of texting daily, right? And they're gonna sext and text the side supply, usually actually with cash back off of your cards, which is in a previous video I did there. And you know, daily they're going to be sharing of the old supply. So daily sharing of the old supply, supposedly, you know, who no longer gives them sex anymore, but yet they're going to still insult them to this other online person or say horrible things about them, right? So daily sharing of naughty photos and videos hidden in folders or secret apps on their phone. That's what the narcissist is doing in stage 4, right? So they're daily sharing things, videos, texts, naughty pictures, sex, whatever they can, right? Consistently. The narc will tell news supply, like the one they're trying to convince into this situation, that they never watch porn. Nope, never. They don't need it. They're a sexual person, but they never watch porn. Probably be the answer. They never watch porn, but it's almost always on their bloody cell. If you look on the cell, if it's a narcissist, I'm going to almost 100% guarantee you they have either porn on their phone hidden or another phone with it on it, and they're watching it all the time. I can almost guarantee it. The narc will also brag about newest supply, sexual prowess, looks, or accomplishments. So remember, whatever reflects on them. Right? So if new supply is good looking or kind or has a nice body or whatever the situation is, they're gonna brag about it like it's theirs. I know. So really at this point, they're gonna watch staggering amounts of pornography, like other people scroll. That's how much they're watching, and it gets more and more and more deviant, right? Because they need more of that deviance to get them up to the same level, right? You just keep needing more. Why it's so bad. But anyway, so they're watching staggering amounts of that pornography, right? So they're sexting, their dirty secret supplies, they're hooking up when they can still, being opportunists when they can still. Nothing has changed, okay? So they're even showing off hidden new supply to family and coworkers. That devalued supply has no idea it's even happening, right? Because they're now out with the narcissist family and friends, right? They're out. They've smeared them. So now they've got to kind of like bring up this new supply so that they don't look bad, usually by they love them or whatever, right? And so they'll even show off the supply to other monkeys and friends. Well, this poor devalued supply is stuck at home being treated like garbage. It's ridiculous. And so all still really pretending to be the Casanova extraordinaire, right, to that new supply. They got to keep the game going. And so here in stage 4, so in the end here, it's really honestly a never ending, but it's patterned, right? It's a pattern cycle resulting in really the beginning of the end for the old devalued supply. And it, you know, it's also a kind of a supposed new beginning for the targeted new supply, right? And really for the dark triad, it's a new opportunity. It's always just a new opportunity. Everything new, they have to have more and more new, right? So as for them, it's really just a new opportunity to wear out and control a brand new toy, a brand new object of entertainment, because you are an object. You're not a person. You are an object to entertain these people. And you're not an object. You're a human being. So, so they want to wear out and control this new toy. That's really what they're looking for. But they still want to play with the old toy. They're like a little kid, right, with their toy box. And once that old toy is no longer fun, it gets thrown to the bottom of the toy box, right? Then they open up a new toy. Then once they're tired of that toy goes in the toy box. If you have to visualize it that way, honestly, it's helped me. It's like literally like you are a toy in a toy box. And you can't be new forever. You just can't. Not to them. And so really that's what they're doing, right? So they still want to play with the old toy. They want to play with the new toy. They want to have every opportunity around them open and be single whenever they step outside and do what they want to do. This is the end of the shtick. This is what they want, right? And really, and then it's just kind of rinse and repeat. That's what they do. Rinse and repeat. Hopefully this helped you guys out, and I finished off the 3rd and 4th stages here. And if you guys think of anything else you want to add in, or if you resonate with this, I'd love to hear back from you, and I'm sure other people would too. See you later. Bye-bye.